What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the Nike Air Foamposite Premium in this Tianjin 2.0 colorway. The original Tianjin Foamposite, which dropped back in 2015, that's definitely considered a grail. And with grail sneakers, they deserve to be treated right and preserved in the proper way. So that's where Capsule comes into play. Today's video is sponsored by Capsule, and they're a new revolutionary way to preserve your sneakers, allowing you to wear them longer and extending their lives by up to 2 times. So it's a very straightforward, very simple process, and it looks just like this. So this is the pod that you store your shoes inside, and this is not only airtight, but it's also UV protected, and it helps to guard your shoes against the main reasons why they fade, age, and crumble over time, which is hydrolysis and oxidization. And the secret sauce comes in the form of a cartridge, which you then inject into this UV protected pod. And by filling this pod in with that gas, this represents the ideal state to keep your shoes stored in, as opposed to just throwing them in a shoebox and leaving them on a shelf. Recently, Capsule was actually featured on Shark Tank, and they did a solid job selling their product, so I'll link that down below for you guys to watch for yourselves.
But there's one thing that no one's ever been able to figure out, and that's how do you keep your sneakers from aging and falling apart?
People have tried everything. Sharks, clearly nothing's working.
And that's why we created Capsule, the ultimate sneaker preservation system, built to do what those DIY hacks can never do. So you simply place your shoes inside of our shoe pod. They have layered material and an airtight zipper that protects from oxygen, moisture, and UV light. Then you connect the inflator and cartridge and inject the preservative inside. So what we're doing is we're replacing the air inside with the preservative. So now your shoes are in a more ideal environment and stay protected. Then you simply place them back in your shoebox until you're ready to wear them again. It's really that simple.
And trust me, it's totally understandable to be a bit skeptical about this product. I was. But check out their website, do your own research, get comfortable with the product, and if you do decide to check them out and try them out for your grail sneakers, tell them that you heard about them through this channel. So this right here is the Nike Air Foamposite Tianjin 2.0, which is a follow-up to the original release that dropped back in 2015. That one was exclusively sold in China. But this 2.0 colorway, this was available worldwide, and they released on June 4th for a price of $250 US or $310 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is white, light poison green, black, lava glow, and tour yellow. And whereas the original release was a bit darker in color, this pair goes the other way, and it's a very bright and light colorway, which still celebrates Chinese heritage and culture. So jumping into the details of the shoe itself, for those that aren't familiar with Nike Foamposite technology, it's actually manufactured using liquid polyurethane, which is heated up to be very hot and then it's poured into a mold. And then over time, this liquid dries up and it's solidified, forming the shell that we all know and love to be called Foamposite. So in the case for this shoe, as opposed to just being a solid color, the Foamposite here is covered in very distinct Chinese style artwork, which a lot of people may not know, but the style of artwork actually originates from Tianjin. So you can see a mixture of things like lotus, koi fish, and even a person here on the lateral side in traditional Chinese clothing. Covering the eyelets and surrounding the middle portion of the shoe, the overlay here is done in this slightly off-white color and has this textured scaly finish to it. We have this embroidered mini swoosh found on the lateral side of the toe box, and then surrounding the very top portion of the ankle collar area, we have this white colored textile. In the center of the heel, we have this yellow colored embroidery that feature these 4 Chinese characters when translated to English represent a blessing for Lunar New Year, which means casting away old year's misfortunes and welcoming a new year of abundant good. And then above this, we have this woven pull tab with this hot pink, green, and yellow colored lines found along the pull tab itself. In terms of laces, this pair only comes with 1 lace option, and they're a thick, oval-shaped white colored lace. Underneath this, the tongue is connected to the rest of the shoe, giving the Foamposite this one-piece booty-like fit. So the tongue is covered in this open-style white mesh. We have this synthetic leather overlay running down the center, along with what looks like a lotus flower embroidered in the middle, and you'll see how the stem runs down the entire length of the tongue towards the edge of the toe box. And then on the top of the tongue, we have another pull tab here, which features that same 3-colored finish that we saw on the heel pull tab. So the inner walls of the shoe is covered in a white colored mesh. And then for the insoles, these come with a pretty thin foam insole. It's mesh lined on top, And then again, we have that similar scaly look that we saw covering the eyelets of the shoe, along with the same Chinese characters that we saw on the heel. This is found on the heel of the insole. So the midsole in the Foamposite is Nike Phylon. So this obviously is hidden from view, but it's embedded inside the shoe just beyond the exterior Foamposite walls. And then encased within the Phylon, we have a full-length Zoom Air unit, which gives the shoe a ton of cushioning and bounciness once you can get past that initial break-in period. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is very striking, probably one of my favorite parts about this shoe. So we still have that herringbone style traction pattern along with the Penny Hardaway 1 cent logo on the heel. And underneath this, sandwiched between the outsole and the upper, we have this carbon fiber shank plate as well, and this is there to help with torsional rigidity and mid-foot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And for those wondering about how these fit, so in my case, I'm a true size 10. My feet are a little bit on the wider side though. Getting these in a size 10, they fit me a little snug. I don't know if it's just me, but I actually found these to be a little bit more narrow than some of the other Foamposites I've bought in the past. I don't know if it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Maybe it's just because I haven't worn a Foamposite in a long time, but they felt a little bit snug, especially around this toe box area. So I'd say that if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot and you like a very snug one-to-one fit, you can go true to size, which is gonna be the right call if you're gonna wear these a lot and you're really gonna break these in. But if you're not gonna be patient and you're not gonna break these in, let's say this is a shoe you wear maybe once a year, and especially if you have wider feet, you may wanna consider going up half a size because this outer shell is quite stiff and pretty unforgiving, and they really don't flex that well when they're brand new. But it comes down to personal preference. Technically, they're meant to be worn true to size, and eventually they'll mold to the shape of your foot, but it just depends on how many times you're gonna be wearing these and how patient you are. Moving on to the comfort, so this shoe is pretty restrictive, it's quite warm, and it's pretty heavy. However, the underfoot feeling, you can really feel that full-length Zoom Air cushioning, which makes sense considering this was made to be a performance basketball shoe back in the mid-90s. But from a casual user's perspective, this is not one of my favorite shoes to wear. It's quite clunky, and honestly, it's not that comfortable to me. So to me, I view this more of like an art piece even because of just how beautiful the exterior is. It's just not really my favorite when it comes to comfort and everyday wear. But again, your mileage may vary. If you're someone that swears by the comfort of the Foamposite, then you'll probably love these just the same. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, so Foamposites, for the most part, they are what they are. The exterior shell always has a bit of a greasy feel to it. And if you've seen or owned Foamposites in the past, this is gonna feel exactly the same. It has a stiff exterior, it's very boot-like, like a tank. And then the rest of the materials weren't really anything special. A bunch of meshes, some synthetic leathers, nothing that overly wowed me. The build quality too was a little bit lacking. My tongue was a little bit crooked on one of my shoes. And that green stem that runs down that lotus flower all the way to the base, it was a little bit crooked too. So hopefully if anyone bought these for yourself, your pair wasn't as messed up as mine, but I was pretty disappointed to see that. Considering the very high price point, I was expecting higher level of quality control. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, visually speaking, this shoe looks amazing. Being that I am Chinese, maybe I'm biased in that sense, but seeing that historical Chinese culture represented on a shoe like this, it makes this shoe feel very special, especially given how unattainable the 1.0s were. However, from a wearability standpoint, this is not going to be my favorite shoe. That's why I mentioned that it's more of like an art piece even than an actual wearable shoe. But everyone's taste is different. Some people really like Foamposites and they find them to be comfortable for their own feet. So if that's you, that's even better, because this is a shoe I would totally keep in my collection if I knew I'd be able to wear them a little bit more. But given the extremely high price point and knowing that I'm really never gonna choose a Foamposite out of my closet compared to all the other more comfortable models in my collection, that's why it's really hard to justify a shoe that retails for that much. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about this Tianjin 2.0 Foamposite by Nike? What are your overall thoughts on the look, the design, the colorway of this shoe? Do you like this more lighter colored, white-based colorway a bit more, or the originals that were a little bit darker and black toned? Leave your comments down below whether you love it, hate it, and as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my social media accounts down below for you guys to check out and follow. And until next time, thanks for your continued support, and I'll catch everybody in my next review.